I've worked with a different photographer for each of the My Brightest Diamond albums, and each photographer reflects a particular quality of the music. Denny Renshaw does a lot of portraiture, and this record has strong characters on it, in the songs as archetypes, and also the musicians themselves are quite dynamic. I thought Denny seemed like the right person to capture these personalities. I also like that we have nearly the same hairstyle. Rob Moose plays violin, guitar, and banjo. CJ Camerari plays trumpet and French horn, organ, and glockenspiel. Hideaki Aomori plays clarinet and bass clarinet. Clarice Jensen plays cello. Nadia Sirota plays viola. Alex Sopp plays flute and piccolo. yMusic had asked me to write instrumental pieces for their own record, and because I hadn't written much music without vocals, I didn't really know where to begin without having some kind of narrative. So I thought about the way that Jessica Desner moves, and if I could imagine her in my mind, then I could hear the music. Jessica has developed this beautiful improvisatory language that embodies both the tradition of ballet and the Japanese form of movement called Buto, which is to me a combination of a rootedness in the earth and in our nature, as well as our capacity to ascend. I first saw Shoplifter's work in person when she was presenting a collaboration with composer Nico Muhly and the violist Nadia Sirota at the Kitchen in New York. It was so playful and beautiful, and when I started asking around for a visual artist to collaborate with, Nadia suggested Shoplifter, and I thought she would be fantastic. One of the songs on this record has the lyric, "Everything is in line, all things will unwind." And the idea was born out of a conversation I had with a scientist who was telling me that billions of years from now, the sun will essentially burn out. It made me think about the larger story of the universe, that it had a beginning and it will have an end, and meanwhile, in the middle, we can cherish these beautiful moments in the now. And when I started talking with Shoplifter about these ideas, she got really excited about using this piece of hers, which is an enormous sculpture of black and red and orange synthetic hair. She suggested a really happy and bright moment, and so that became the idea for the cover shot, to have this explosive feeling in front of the sun. Lake Simons is someone I've worked with for several years. She did the puppetry in the video From the Top of the World, and I also was in Lake's production of Alice in Wonderland. Lake and I have a similar sense of humor. We both enjoy quirky characters. My grandmother died in December of 2010, one day before her 100th birthday. I had a son in 2010, and so it made me think about the long line of people who've come before me and now may come after me. My grandmother worked in a laundry and in an ammunition plant during the Vietnam War. She was also the wife of a farmer and the mother of twins. So I wanted to look at her as an archetype for all these women who don't do what our culture deems as important things, or as things that deserve monuments or trophies or plaques or medals, but in fact the mundane activities required for the nurture and care of a family can be seen in a heroic light. This puppet head for me feels like an embrace of my ancestors, or like looking at myself in the future as the old woman that I will one day become. Or in the case of the song Be Brave, the puppet head represents that dialogue that you have with yourself when you're trying to change.